Juana just shared a hug near midcourt with Casey Morsell, about to jump at center circle with a guy that he's battled with and practiced many, many times here in this city. What a night it's going to be here on Tobacco Road. College basketball, we got a rocking atmosphere here inside PNC. NC State looking to make it 2 wins in a row after 3 consecutive losses. Good win over Miami on Tuesday. DJ Horne coming off another excellent scoring game, and he tips in his own miss to get us started.
Horne's momentum on the floater took him towards the basket, and how about the intuitiveness to stay with it, get one hand for the tip in, get him going early. We talked about the activation. It's begun.
And how about this freshman, Naithan George, the lefty layup runner against a pretty feisty Tar Heel defense, and going with a right hand down the alley. George will earn a quick trip to the free throw line. Damon Stoudamire, year 1 at the helm of this Georgia Tech program. Their 3 ACC wins, Jordan, are against the 3 teams that began the day projected in the field of 68.
Really enjoyed being around Coach Stoudamire today, watching how he engages with his team. He coaches them. Obviously, there's a level of respect because of what he's achieved as a player, but let's not forget also as a coach, really resurrected the Pacific program on his way out as a coach of the year. Goes to Boston with the Celtics and took a lot of his ideals from there, has established them with the Georgia Tech team that has had some surprise wins already.
The fact that they've beaten Duke, Carolina, and Clemson, but that those were their only ACC wins in 10 games, what does that say to you about a team with a new coach in year 1?
It says that there's a buy-in, and at their best, they're scary. Now, what coach is challenging them to do is find that consistency. Don't get bored with winning. Can you turn around and rise to that level when it's not versus a top 10 team? We'll find out this afternoon.
O'Connell steps inside the line, and DJ Burns tips it up and in. He's got a soft touch even on the tap.
He's just crafty. Crafty player. Played a lot of college basketball.
Today, the 146th game of his college basketball career, to emphasize your point. By Dongo, if you're not familiar with him, a very talented freshman from Senegal, played prep ball in Connecticut. One of the more talented freshmen in the ACC, misses his first shot and burns the rebound quickly to O'Connell.
Good blackout from Burns.
DJ Horne pulls up and hits.
Reeves elects negligently to go under this screen, giving Horne a nice cushion to step in and bang down for distance.
DJ Horne has made 3 3-pointers in each of his past 4 ball games. He's got a quick 5 points today. Baseline jumper won't go, and Juana not getting the hometown whistle anymore.
And that was right in front of the official. The old push in the back with the ball screening off the rim. Sold it well, too. The opposition to earn the whistle. Proper call.
Also entering for Georgia Tech, number 1.
Kevin Keats was critiquing your fashion. What do you think about his Wolfpack top he's got on over there?
Coach is always on point with the outfit from head to toe. Coach is always a winner in my book when it comes to the fashion game. One of the all-time great guys, too. Love hanging out with him.
He's going for his 200th career win as a college basketball coach at the D1 level here tonight. 199 up, 114 down for Kevin Keats.
A little bit of a dig here. Burns going to do his thing. Always an eager passer.
O'Connell can't connect, and Dongo pulls down the rebound.
I go further to say I'd like to see Burns flex his early muscle. Try and really chase baskets.
Dongo filling the lane, gets his first 2. So the DJs have scored all 7 for NC State. The freshmen have scored all 5 for the Jackets. Casey Morsell, welcome to the action.
There needs to be more of a sense of urgency from this Rambling Wreck crew in defending through screens to challenge those 3-point shots.
Kyle Stoudamire off the mark. He had a fantastic game scoring the ball on Tuesday, had 18 points in the upset win over Carolina. First loss of the season in ACC play for the Tar Heels. Burns zips it cross court.
Swing pass. Oxygen.
Morsell's shot might have been deflected.
That's where Burns is dangerous. In that low post, an eager passer, a skilled passer can look to swing and find looks for his guys.
A rare turnover for Naithan George, who has done an uncharacteristically good job of taking care of the ball for a freshman.
Plays with such a good pace, has a high IQ and understanding of the game. I'm talking with Coach Stoudamire, said, how did you land on this guy that seemingly was overlooked by so many major programs? He said, I went to watch some other guys, and then this guy caught my attention, and I noticed he was as good as the other guys, if not better. I said, that's the one we want. We went and got him, and he's been a huge part to these wins for this team. In his last 6 games, he's been special.
Yeah, 14.2 points per game over the last 6 for George. Then Middlebrooks into the game for the first time. Jayden Taylor looking for his first shot. Well defended. Oh, saved on the baseline. O'Connell splashes into 3. George able to silence this rowdy Wolfpack crowd.
Again, the efficiency in the last 6 games, a guy who hovers around mid-20% from 3 has been around 38%. He's confident.
Wild shot there from Horne, but tracked down by Middlebrooks.
Energy, effort from the pack, fueling them early on.
Bombs away from outside early in this game. They've already made 3 threes. They missed 4 other attempts. Less than 5 minutes in. It's Dongo from the corner. He comes up short. A nice job by NC State's Taylor blocking out, and the foul is going on Dongo in the backcourt.
You love the energy. Jayden Taylor, no. Jayden Taylor, yes, with the save. Finds O'Connell. 3.
Your thing. Entertaining first 5 minutes tonight here in Raleigh. Meanwhile, Naithan George, for just a freshman, has hit some incredibly clutch shots this season, Jordan.
I keep going back to it. When you're a freshman, there comes a point in the season where it starts to click. The way he approaches the game is very cerebral in nature, but now he's starting to become confident with his shot. And so now he becomes that much more dynamic. Not only can he score it, but as a setup man, he makes that offense that much more dynamic for Georgia Tech.
We always hear the term freshman wall, but his best basketball has been over the past 3 weeks.
Goes to coaching, right? Coach Stoudamire saw what he could be, and it started to mold him in that likeness, and it's really...
It's a late whistle, but it's the right whistle, as Gapari was hit, crash into the cup, and free throws here for the young man from New Zealand.
Running the floor, absolutely the foul. I don't know what the boos are coming from with the home crowd here. Gapari.
Well, the tardiness of the whistle is why they were booing.
Doesn't matter, they got the call right.
First on O'Connell. This is a really intriguing young prospect, too. Tafara, Gapari. Damon Stoudamire has said he's one of the better players on the team. He could be one of the better players in the league. It's about turning the potential into production.
And he's kind of a microcosm of what this team is. They need to find and chase consistency to be great because the talent is there.
Gapari had 8 rebounds against Carolina on Tuesday night. Middlebrooks swallowed up by Gapari.
There's your length of the 6'9" Gapari. Didn't try to just block the shot. Tried to literally inhale that thing. Took it with 2 hands.
Give me that.
I mean, that clean left hand to right hand takeaway.
How many of your all-time blocks were
Never
like
had
that?
one like that. Nothing that resembled that. Mine were deflections, not blocks.
Middlebrooks kicks it. Nice extra pass. Straightaway 3. Won't fall for Taylor.
That's why O'Connell's on the floor, to generate high-level shots for his guys. Did so there, just couldn't punctuate the offensive sequence.
Stoudamire kicks it. Gapari. Rebounded by Middlebrooks. Thought it was interesting what Kevin Keith said about how having O'Connell in the lineup helped make Casey Morsell get better looks as a facilitator.
Everybody. It also alleviates some of the pressure from Horne to have to operate as the primary handler, and he can become a more natural scorer where he's best suited.
Wolfpack have cooled off after a scintillating start. There's the block from Diarra, but the stick back is good for Tyjon Claude. Bit of a homecoming game for him. He grew up in Goldsboro, about an hour from here. He's got about 15 friends and family in attendance.
And Claude was massive in that Carolina win, especially when Dongo went down, going for 9 and 8. Ton of energy, and you just saw it in that last sequence.
Free throws for Middlebrooks, the foul on Gapari. This is a physical basketball game right now through 6.5 minutes.
And it's exactly what you expected from two teams that are clawing and fighting to improve upon their records and where they stand right now, but also two supremely confident teams coming off the wins they just had.
Morsell back in. Thought it was interesting what Damon Stoudamire said yesterday in terms of moving on from the big win over North Carolina. He said we're looking for a little bit more maturity and expectations. I feel like we can get a little bit of a run, but in order to get a winning streak, got to win 2.
Yeah, the beauty of this one is this is an electric crowd here. NC State has showed up today. So there is that present juice from the road team in Georgia Tech that's hyped up to try and get one on the road in conference.
Taylor, long 2. Airmails it. Some indecision over whose ball it was going to be. If it was State's ball, there would have been 2 tenths on the shot clock. NC State just 1 of its last 11. They're 0 for their last 8. They haven't scored in nearly 3 minutes.
Too much dribbling, not enough movement, not enough cutters. You're not getting the defense into rotation to be opportunistic. It's easy for that defense to stand congeal and just wait for plays to happen, and that's easy to defend.
Was just thinking Miles Kelly hadn't taken a shot yet. Snaps that streak with a miss. Burns back in the ball game.
It's the beauty of Burns. When you're stagnant, you can go down low to a guy who can start to make things happen.
On the other block, it's Diarra. Georgia Tech basketball.
I would go a little bit further if I'm DJ Burns. I love the eagerness, and we talked about how skilled a passer he is. Get gluttonous. On those low post touches, go chase a basket. Your offense is struggling. Start to be a little bit more aggressive in your own ability to produce baskets rather than work it to guys who don't have it right now offensively.
Miles Kelly, teardrop 2. Nothing run for Georgia Tech. Back within 1. Diarra, not this time either. Burns keeps it alive, and we'll get a trip to the free throw line after we get ourselves a timeout. Both teams are red hot from the outside. Now it's turned into a little bit of a rock fight. 1-point game here. NC State leads Georgia Tech 13-12, 8 minutes gone here in the first half. ACC courtside Saturday on the CW. Tuesday night on Inside the NFL, the matchup is set for the big game. And the guys take a look at the keys to victory for the 49ers and the Chiefs inside the NFL Super Bowl Preview Edition. Tuesday, 8/7 Central, only on the CW.
Who you got?
I'm not betting against that guy named Patrick Mahomes.
I'm with you. It pains me as a Bengals fan because that is our new rival here in these last few seasons, but greatness is greatness.
Well, the only team that's beaten Kansas City in a championship is your team and my team.
That's right.
Talking about the Patriots in 18, Brady's last hurrah.
Got us to Super Bowl in 21.
Yes, indeed. Stoudamire pulls it back outside. Debo Coleman out there for the first time today. Dongo into the lane, and a good contest from Burns, but he's called for the foul, and Claude will shoot 2.
But it's how Dongo operates in that short corner position on the catch. Sometimes guys get sped up on that catch. It's an unusual place to operate. That's why zones typically work. But on that one, as the dive guy in the man defense, he catches, composes, delivers to Claude right there in the middle of the paint. to earn 2 free throws.
Tyjon Claude, Moravian Prep, to Morehead State, to Western Carolina, to Georgia Tech.
Some day in the life of a college basketball player in this era. Tell me I'm wrong.
What were you thinking, staying at the same school for 4 years in a row?
I don't know. I'm sure Coach Bray would have loved to get me the heck out of Dodge. Sorry, Coach.
Maybe if you blocked a few more shots like Tyjon Claude did.
I stuck around for the weather there in South Bend. It was beautiful during basketball season.
DJ Burns banging on the block. Can't score. NC State has missed its last 11 shots, Jordan.
That's been the difference between this year's iteration of DJ Burns compared to last year. The efficiency has taken a 7% dip. Those were finishes last year. Unable to convert those this season, and it's plagued this group.
Why do you think that is?
I think conditioning has played a role in it. I think DJ has all the talent in the world. If he can commit to better conditioning himself, he'd return back to that star, because that's who he was. Star for the Pack a season ago.
Strong one-handed rebound. Kelly's deflection goes right back to Taylor. Count the basket and one.
The Pack need to chase chances for early offense. It may not look pretty. It may not look how it was designed up. But the ability to get these athletes out in the open floor can reignite an offense that's currently stuck in third gear.
Snapped a long field goal drought for the Wolfpack. I've enjoyed watching Jayden Taylor this year. He's a guy that plays really hard every possession.
He's a competitor, and I do want to go back to DJ Burns, who's leaving the floor right now. He is a charismatic young man.
Yes.
In talking with Coach, he's a joy to coach, so he's a good young man. I just think there's, wow, how about Taylor?
Showing off the defense, showing off the effort.
In the backcourt. I just know what DJ Burns can be and how it can lift this team. And I know that he wants it. And if he locks back in, the final stretch for the season for him could be magical and get this team back into the tournament in March.
Kowacie Reeves stripped on his way to the rim. Third Georgia Tech turnover, second in as many possessions. DJ Horne won't cash in the three. Hard landing for the freshman Dennis Parker Jr. Slow to get up, but he is up.
But the game's becoming an NC State game now. This is the type of energy, this is the type of game they want. They've got Georgia Tech on their heels. They're turning them over.
Third straight Georgia Tech turnover. Jackets only had one turnover in the first 9 minutes.
Swing, one more.
Morsell fakes it, takes it, swatted, but a foul called. Dongo met him at the summit.
We talked to Coach Stoudamire at the beginning of the game. He says NC State could be sitting there, stuck on a number, but then when they start playing fast, watch out, they've gotten there. The contact, tough to see from that angle, because at the apex, that was clean.
It's a second foul on Dongo.
It was the body coming into the elevation where the whistle was warranted.
So Casey Morsell to the line. He was honored before the game here, presented a ball in honor of his 1,000th career point, which he scored in January against the Tar Heels.
Here's our look. Morsell coming in there with bad intentions. And yeah, there was body from the left arm, though, that extended out to prevent Morsell from getting towards the rim. Don't get enamored with the right hand blocking the shot. It's what led to the separation, preventing Morsell from getting there. Right call.
I'm curious if that same play happened in the NBA, whether we get a green light special on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're talking about how NBA's officiated compared to this, there's no such thing as defense in the NBA.
Come on, Jordan.
Guys are stepping on the floor, dropping 95 right now. Come on. Players, not teams, players. Now you extend it out a little bit, starting to get some conversions. Now they can really apply that pressure.
7-0 run for the Pack. Georgia Tech has gotten sloppy.
Georgia Tech has gotten sped up. That's the biggest problem, which has led to the sloppiness. Absolutely, Evan.
10 to shoot. The freshman George finds his space and puts it in.
Iron sharpening iron. Taylor all up in him, and what you're taught as an offensive player, when that type of pressure is applied, rip through and attack the lead foot. Exactly what George did there to convert the floater.
He scored in double figures just twice in his first 12 ball games, but 5 of his last 6. He is really heating up as we shift into February. Shot clock down to 7 here for NC State. Jayden Taylor pops and buries the three.
Morsell did an elite job of sucking Kelly over towards him to then allow the step-in three from Taylor.
Feels like all of NC State's 25 points came in like 2 3-minute bursts. The first 3 minutes of the game and these last 3 minutes here since the under-12 timeout.
Now there's a renewed sense of energy and defensive effort, too. It's infectious when the ball's going in the basket. It's Taylor's oldest time in the college game. 18 and 22-year-olds fall in love with the jumper when it's going. They'll give you everything everywhere on the floor.
Sounds like there's some old post guy, throw the ball inside to me too, seeping into that comment. Timeout taken by Damon Stoudamire.
Maybe a tad.
8:34 to play in this first half. Winner of this game will be finishing off a 2-0 week. And who knows what's going to happen down the road in Chapel Hill tonight. Talked about NC State trying to get into the top 4 for tournament seeding purposes, but really every game just feels monumental right now around the ACC, presented by T-Mobile. Busy 7-game Saturday. Miami was down 10 at the under-12 timeout in the second half, rallied to win Coral Gables. And Clemson, former NC State guard Jack Clark had a shot at the buzzer to win it.
Top of the key.
But Virginia prevails.
How about Virginia? A team that was left for dead so early in the season, 8-3 in conference.
Notre Dame Pitt just getting underway. Wake Syracuse game 2 of our doubleheader tonight. There's a general prevailing narrative out there with Carolina Duke that, oh, it was a blessing in disguise. UNC losing to Georgia Tech on Tuesday. Now they're refocused, heading back home to play Duke. Do you buy into that at all?
I never saw a loss as a blessing in my life, in any facet of my life. I don't know how such a thing can be true.
That's why I said it's a narrative. I don't know if it's
Spoken
true.
from a guy who's taken several L's, trust me. I've never found the good in any of them.
Georgia Tech basketball. Claude, Coleman, George, Stoudamire, and Gapari, the 5 on the floor for Georgia Tech. In and out for Debo Coleman, but on the glass, Gapari, I make it Claude keeping it alive, sets up Stoudamire for 2.
It's great effort from Claude to chase the second chance opportunity, not force one just because he got the offensive rebound, but kick it to a cutter with momentum to get a floater to go.
Important basket, trying to keep Georgia Tech connected here in this first half. Horne on nearly NC State's first turnover, but instead it's a foul on Gapari. And now Gapari and Claude and Dongo all have 2 fouls apiece. And with that, we'll take you to a timeout. We got 7:43 to play in the first half. Damon Stoudamire has some foul trouble to figure out. ACC basketball for the Wolfpack. 7:43 to play in the first half in front of a raucous PNC Arena crowd. Let's take a look at the significant stats brought to you by JP Morgan Wealth Management. Notice the turnovers for NC State. They're taking care of the ball.
This has not been an offensive clinic by any stretch of the imagination for either team, but some stats worth noting additionally upon that. 0 turnovers in this game for the Pack through almost 13 minutes of play. That's massive. But also look at the shots attempted. 16 for Georgia Tech, 25 from NC State. How are they taking nearly 10 more shots? They're turning the opposition over, which is translated to 7 points off of those turnovers. And second chance, 9 second chance off 7 offensive rebounds for the Pack. The idea is take more shots at the goal. Even if you're shooting a bad percentage, you're probably going to beat the opposition. That's what's happening right now with the Pack.
Well, full court pressure out of the timeout, 10-point lead. Gapari shows the versatility and earns a trip to the line. Late whistle, but it's on Diarra, and that's his first.
That makes you an alluring prospect. A sophomore who's 6'9", and Tafara Gapari, who can handle full court pressure, take it the length of the floor, maybe use 2 dribbles once you come across the timeline to extend at the rim and draw the foul. That is a sequence that's eye-popping to me.
His parents are from Zimbabwe. They moved from Zimbabwe to New Zealand right before Tafara was born. When his older sister was a toddler, they moved. When he was a kid, Jordan, he played rugby, cricket, and water polo along with basketball, but he's found a home on the hardwood.
I don't know. Look, maybe this is a soft basketball guy in me. I look at his build. How does rugby work for a guy? I mean, he's got some muscle to him, but he's pretty long and wiry. Am I missing something?
Did you see him dribble from midcourt to the rim there?
You're not allowed to tackle in this sport.
Well, if they can't catch you, they can't tackle you.
Yeah, that's true.
Casey Morsell. Tough turnaround for 2.
Good move in isolation there from Morsell. Repetition move, saw him working on that.
Nearly another backcourt turnover. Now, Morsell made the shot there, but as he was making the move, I wanted to ask you, too much dribbling, or was that in the flow?
No, that was in the flow. When he was playing to a side, there was no help side there. That's 1v1 basketball, and he was victorious.
Debo Coleman bullies his way to the basket and has it poked away by Diarra. It'll stay with Tech 11 to shoot.
Credit the Pack defensively. They have not allowed any easy offerings at the rim for this Georgia Tech squad in a half-court setting.
DJ Burns coming back in.
Burns has been active. 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, while not giving it away at all.
In just 6 minutes so far. Fouls on Cam Woods.
Foul on number 2, Cam Woods for the Wolfpack. That's his first foul. Team's 5th foul.
5th foul on the Pack here in this first half. Georgia Tech has had success recently here in Raleigh. Lost last year, but won the 4 previous trips to PNC. Contested corner 3 won't go, but it's another offensive rebound. Tyjon Claude fouled by Burns. To the dismay of the Wolfpack fans here in Raleigh.
And it was a travel, for the record, before the contact. And Coach Stoudamire saying to Claude, slow down. I know you've got some of your people here as you're returning semi-close to home, but slow it down. Let the game come to you. Coach Stoudamire has such a good feel and pulse for his guys. You can tell there's a mutual respect for player to coach. They're absorbing everything he tells them, whether it be in shoot-around or the heat of the game.
Excellent defense by Middlebrooks, who just came in after Burns picked up his 2nd foul. At this end of the floor, Wolfpack have made 4 of their last 5 shots. 8 first-half points already for Jayden Taylor. Woods for 3. Rebounded by George. Nate George has 7 points to lead the Jackets. Looking for more. Got them all. 3 for George. He's into double figures for the 6th time in the last 7 ball games.
And defensively, Horne's got to do a little bit more. You're allowing a nice rhythm bounce comfortably from George to step into a 3. You got to apply a little bit more pressure, make it uncomfortable for the handler.
You can see George's confidence growing. It's fun to watch. Taylor unable to answer. Gapari pulls down another rebound for the Yellow Jackets. Claude on the dive into Middlebrooks.
I'll tell you, Claude, more good action, great energy. If on that catch he plays off of 2, he might dunk on top of the contact. There is an element now that Coach Stoudamire's tipped me off to it. Understanding Claude's energy is helping that activity, but also play with a little bit more of a pace to you. You can have some and-one opportunities here.
On tomorrow, Live Golf Mayakoba concludes with the final round. You can watch John Rahm, Joaquin Niemann, and all the Live superstars battle it out to see who walks away with the first win of the 2024 season. Live Golf Mayakoba tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on the CW. Claude brings Georgia Tech back within 6. Been an entertaining opening 15 minutes. Only meeting of the regular season between these two schools. Morsell hands it off for O'Connell. Over to Taylor. Clock down to 6. Taylor, hop, skip, and a jump, turns it over. First giveaway of the day.
Great defense from Miles Kelly. Discipline.
George kicks it. Kelly fumbles the catch.
Wanted to shoot it before he caught it.
Morsell. Rebounded by Claude. This game has had just a weird feel to it, Jordan. Both teams have been hot, then both teams have been cold.
Yeah, there's been a lot of cold from beyond the arc from these two teams. Dare I say, start chasing better looks from 2 at this point in the contest.
Georgia Tech's 2 for 8. NC State's 4 for 16. Free throws coming here for Georgia Tech. O'Connell picks up his second. So George gets his second trip to the line. He's 2 for 2 so far. So 1 and 1. And he earns the second. You are watching ACC basketball on the CW, brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Georgia Tech 10 and 11. NC State 14 and 7. Yellow Jackets have more wins over ranked opponents than anyone in the ACC except North Carolina. Make some sense of that at 10 and 11 overall.
That they've got a talented group that once they understand the rigors of a conference season, come year 2, nobody's going to want to play a Coach Stoudamire-led team. Although I'd say right now, nobody wants to play them, understanding what they're capable of. The Pack in the midst of it here this evening.
Parker's 3 blocked by Gapari. Tafari Gapari has done a little bit of everything in this first half.
You know what I've been impressed with? Not only his, but Georgia Tech's effort and energy, making this highly competitive in the first stanza.
Pacific Life Game Summary presented by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. Jordan Cornette, we have seen a little bit of everything in this first half.
Yeah, there hasn't been a ton of offense, but it has been high-level competition from both teams, fighting on the backboard, defensively locking in. Has been a lot of shot making. That's been at a premium in this one for sure, but watching Naithan George, he is one guy who has been efficient. He's been taking care of the basketball. Again, it's kind of a staple with how he plays. Only 1 turnover. Hasn't been the setup man we've been accustomed to. He's taking it upon himself to go score the ball.
From a field goal perspective, George is 3 for 4. The rest of his team is 4 for 16. 12 points for George, 13 for the rest of the Jackets. First game of our courtside Saturday doubleheader here at PNC Arena. Kick to the corner. Georgia Tech cannot buy a bucket from 3. Gapari comes right back to it and brings the Jackets within 2.
A forgotten art to the game, following your own shot. Not only did he follow it, but the defense gave up on a 50-50, which allowed him a gap to just go lay the basketball.
It's a 9-0 run for Georgia Tech and a turnover. Jordan, you were open, but I don't know if you can knock it in from here.
Yeah, I'm not as skilled and agile to leap over the scorer's table, grab the ball,
in your
hand it to my
prime,
guy Lee Cassell over there. No, not even in my prime.
We are fortunate to be here courtside. Great perspective, great environment. One of my favorite things here at NC State is an hour before the game, there's like a stampede of students that race in for the best seats right behind us.
They're some of the most passionate fans in all of collegiate athletics.
No
They're
question.
going to show up for their group.
Admire that passion.
I've experienced it in a lot of different ways.
I bet. Kelly hangs in the air and scores. The fact that Georgia Tech is tied and Miles Kelly has been pretty quiet says something about what the Jackets are building around him.
Absolutely. But there's a belief within this group. I mean, when you go against Georgia Tech, they're never going to lay down in a game.
Middlebrooks met by an army.
A lot of contact.
And on the second effort, we get a foul. And Impressive rim protecting defense on the initial attack, though.
Yeah, and they're really closing help side. They're contesting everything and not giving up anything easy at the rim. First go, clean. But Middlebrooks, to his credit, sticking with the play, eventually earned that whistle.
NC State 7 for 7 at the free throw line so far tonight. Ben Middlebrooks had 14 in the game against Wake Forest a few weeks ago, where he didn't miss a shot. Only 12 points in his last 4 games since then. 1 for 2. Blame the play-by-play guy if you want.
That's
for the
a little
miss.
bit of a jinx, just a little bit.
He made the one right after I said it, though. Long pass, staring pass, it worked out. Beautiful ball movement.
You got to take that one for George. Got to take that, George.
O'Connell the steal. Plays it back for Horne. Buckets. Big swing right there.
You got a taste of O'Connell, the distributor, to step into it and then allow Horne leave it back for the three-point shooter.
Arrow belongs to Georgia Tech.
And Ev, you just can't do this if you're 3 of 4 in the lone bright spot offensive. You can't pass it up. George had the shot, then O'Connell in transition looks, draws 2 defenders, eyes in the back of his head, understanding. Horne stepping into a 3. It's a great look for my colleague here. Leaves it for him and dials down from distance. That's the value O'Connell brings as the primary handler. A true setup man that delivers great looks for the other 4 guys on the floor.
And you think that's too unselfish?
Too unselfish from George. Perfectly unselfish for O'Connell on the other side.
With the clock winding down, Kelly, tough 2.
Tough 2.
And the foul.
Love that young man's game. Love how Kelly plays the game. Opportunistic when he needs to be. Another guy who could be a little bit more selfish with his, but he's a long 6'6" wing that can score from all 3 levels and remain composed through the contact to get the old-fashioned 3-point play opportunity.
You're watching ACC basketball on the CW, brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Kelly unable to complete the 3-point play. He's still with 6 points. Jackets still trailed by 2, but the 4th NC State turnover in transition. Stoudamire rebounded by Horne. Horne's got 10 points, 3 rebounds in this first half. Looking to add to it, perhaps. Working on the freshman. Welcome to the show. And he comes up short.
Oh, you got to take advantage here, George.
George's turn. Beautiful ball movement. Kelly connects.
All starts with George's ability to get into the painted area. At that point, you collapse the defense. The Packer firmly in rotations. Advantage Georgia Tech. And Kelly gets a sublime look from distance.
First lead of the game for Georgia Tech. They were down 7-2 and 13-4 in the opening minutes. Trailed by as many as 10 at 25-15. In fact, they trailed by as many as 11 at 29-18. Final minute of this first half. Coming up on the Subaru halftime report, we will get a preview from Tom Wormy and Mike Dubinsky. We're courtside at the Joel Coliseum. Game 2 of our doubleheader, the Orange and the Deeks. You'll also have the exquisite expert first half analysis from Jordan Cornett here in Raleigh.
Don't oversell. Do not oversell.
No pressure, buddy. Well, NC State is 1 for 3 from the free throw line since I mentioned they started 7 for 7. Stoudamire defended well. 7 to shoot. Kelly versus Horne. Back to Stoudamire. Finds some space and puts it in. What an impressive shot.
How about the composure with the shot clock winding down? Stoudamire almost knew he could get that at the very last frame off with the float game.
Damon Stoudamire's godson doing big things for Georgia Tech. Jackets by 3, timeout State with 9 seconds left in this first half. Well, the ACC basketball action continues all weekend. Women's basketball showdown tomorrow. Bitter rivals colliding in Tallahassee. Miami coming off a big win at Wake Forest on Thursday. They beat Duke this past Sunday. And Brooke Wyckoff has a fantastic team as well. The Hurricanes and the Seminoles at a special time, 11 a.m. Eastern. Breakfast basketball on the West Coast, 8 a.m. Pacific on the CW.
Coach Wyckoff, hell of a coach. Also from the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio.
I knew you were going there.
He's a heck of a player coming up, a legend as a player, and has turned into one heck of a coach.
You got to throw some respect to Katie Meyer as well, the longest tenured coach in ACC women's basketball right now.
What a year they had last year.
All the way to the Elite Eight for the first time in program history. Of course, Jim Larenega's Hurricanes went
what a
one
year they
step
had
further.
last year.
Well, you think about, Tuesday night, both these teams here beat a team that's been in the Final Four the past couple of years.
It's true.
9 seconds left. NC State just 5 for 18 from 3. Middlebrooks to the basket. 7/10 on the clock, and Middlebrooks will shoot 2.
Miles Kelly was in position, understanding come help side with Middlebrooks as the dive guy. You just got to step in and take the charge there, not try and defend. Like Kelly sees it, you got to get one more quicker step there, offer your body up to the basketball higher powers, take that charge.
There was room for him to plan outside the restricted area.
He anticipated, he just didn't execute that final step in to let the contact and the momentum of Middlebrooks do its job.
How will that go in a film room, from your experience?
Depending on what the point of emphasis is with the coach, but if I'm sure a coach with his IQ sees that and says, one more step in, take the charge. That's a turnover.
That'll do it for the first half. Georgia Tech, despite those last free throws, closes the half on an 18-6 run. Chatted with DJ a couple weeks ago when I was here for the Virginia Tech game, and the first thing he talked about was how college basketball feels different here in Raleigh than anywhere else he's been because of the passion of these fans.
Educated, too. Like, they understand the game. They understand all the games and all the teams that they support down here. And at the forefront, obviously, is men's, women's basketball and football. But there's a ton of great sports here in the area.
Casey Morsell, quick shot, no good. Rebound for Georgia Tech's Kelly. It's an important 20 minutes here for both teams. And for NC State, this is the middle game of a 3-game stretch at home. Miami, Georgia Tech, and Pitt. Every game counts. Every moment matters. Kawasi Reeves was silent in the first half. Gets his first points of the game 30 seconds into the second half.
And that feels big, a ton of game, obviously, the entire second half. But to come out making shots after the run Georgia Tech went on to begin, that's got to feel good for this group.
Couple outside shots missed in the opening minute for NC State. Dongo pads his rebounding stats, then kicks it back out, and Reeves can't go back to back. Taylor challenged at the rim, met by Dongo. Here comes Georgia Tech. George filling the lane, dishes, and unable to finish.
Duana lost his footing there coming down on the catch as he caught it, then trying to elevate. Simply stunted.
First field goal attempt. Duana only played a couple minutes in the first half, and there's the outside shot that the Wolfpack fans have been looking for. DJ Horne brings the pack back within 1. First half points for Nate George. There's the left hand that fans from Chapel Hill will remember well. Nate George, 14 points. Morsell unable to hit over Dongo, and here comes Georgia Tech again. Kelly, pull up. Rebound for Duana.
Good pass.
Kelly again, knocks it down.
It's a great look. The best opportunity for the three-point shot off an offensive rebound. How about the extra pass from Reeves?
Largest lead of the game for Georgia Tech. Horne was hit and he scores. Foul on Kelly. And DJ Horne with 15 and looking for more.
Impressive body control midair through the contact as a jump shooter off the right rhythm bounce off the ball screen from Burns to hit it.
DJ Horne at the line for Wolfpack, shooting 1 shot.
The 142nd game of DJ Horne's college basketball odyssey. Of course, he was a high school senior here in Raleigh at Trinity Christian. So he had some sense of what the fans were like. So far, would you say that Georgia Tech has overall done a pretty good job of handling NC State's pressure?
No question. No question, especially early on with the struggles they were having.
George, not this time. Rebound battle, and Diarra emerges with possession. Horne. Why not? 19 for DJ Horne. Next highest scorer on his team's Jayden Taylor with 8. Kelly made O'Connell fall down. Unable to make the shot, though, and here's O'Connell the other way. Morsell to the basket.
Tall effort from Morsell, hustling to get out and fill a lane, and he's rewarded by O'Connell, who in perpetuity has his head up looking for the early offense.
Too strong on the layup from George.
You're probably tired. You got to keep running if you're the Pack.
8-0 run in the last 76 seconds. DJ gives it to DJ. Horne feeling it.
That's a bad shot. That's a bad shot.
And
I know Horne has that green light. That's a bad one.
As soon as he left his hands, he knew it.
Yeah, that's a bad one. It's a great one if it goes in. It's a great one.
Four minutes gone here in the second half. Horne has 9 of NC State's 11 since halftime. Kelly absorbs the bump, stays with it. Naithan George, nifty dribble, step back. O'Connell secures the rebound thanks to the blockouts from Burns and Diarra. Morsell going past Dongo. Dongo gets a piece of it. Kelly hit a wet spot, able to maintain possession. Everybody's got to be aware of that wet spot near the top of the key right now. As we play on, 10 to shoot. George to the foul line, teardrop, around and out. Burns the one-handed rebound.
It's a good move within the rhythm of the offense.
Horne to Burns. And we get a foul. I think they're going to call it on the floor. Take a deep breath, everybody. 8-0 run for the Wolfpack. NC State back up 2. 46-44. Don't forget to check out the CW's brand new hit series that critics are calling fresh and fiery and, quote, a damn good time. Watch Wild Cards this Monday night, 9, 8 Central, or stream for free anytime on the CW app. Before the first media timeout here in the second half, Jordan Cornett, we had 22 shots taken from the field in the first 5 minutes, 8 seconds. So the pace is quick. Two teams only shooting just a hair over 30% combined, though.
But DJ Horne shot out of a cannon in this second half with those 9 points, couple triples.
Burns, unable to tip it in, gets it back. Goaltending.
And an unnecessary goaltend from Dongo. I don't know if that angle was going to be a conversion once again. We'll get another look here. I mean, maybe, but either way, not thinking it, by not even giving it a chance, taking it off the glass.
6 points for Burns, and it's now a 10-0 run for NC State. Jayden Taylor up in the pressure on Kyle Stoudamire. And there's a bad pass intercepted by O'Connell. The veteran takes it for 2. Georgia Tech had to know that NC State would have another run like this. The question is, how will the Jackets respond? Gapari, wave it off, traveling violation. The look says it all. It's not exactly Jim Boeheim in terms of the facial expressions reacting to calls yet, but he'll get there. O'Connell inside for Burns. He's a big man, but can't convert that time. Loose ball finds Kelly outside.
These are the same moves that these shots would typically fall a season ago. They're just not at the clip this year.
Jackets needed that in a massive way.
Resilient bunch. They're always going to stay in an attack mode now, chasing the early offense off of misses.
Miles Kelly's now got 15 points, leading the way for Georgia Tech. Naithan George currently on the bench. He's got 14. We got 13 and change left in the second half. O'Connell looking to drive and pass, but Taylor's going to need a shoot. With the clock winding down, he gets to the rim. Burns back up in.
Burns did a good job of carving out some of that real estate, loitering on that low block.
8
Simply
points,
catch and finish.
8 points, 8 rebounds for DJ Burns. He's been more active here in the second half. Stoudamire takes it. 9th rebound of the night for DJ Burns. Taylor blocked, but fouled.
I don't know how Taylor got that open on a seam coming across the timeline. Nobody defensively on the left half of the floor getting back in transition.
3rd foul on Gapari.
He thought he had his own coming away from it. I don't even think he knew anybody was in pursuit.
Ambitious elevation there from Jayden Taylor.
And look, the foul wasn't egregious. It honestly looked like it was more ball than anything, but you're not going to reward a defense that's lackadaisical getting back. That is beat down the floor by the ball.
And number 3, Debo Porter. Entering for the Wolfpack, number 34,
Middlebrooks back in. Burns, solid, good few minute stretch there. Morsell also back in for Diarra. Claude rebounds the missed free throw, 1 of 2. 6-point lead for NC State. Wolfpack would love to get this one today. Would love to win Wednesday night against Pittsburgh before hitting the road for Wake Forest and Clemson. Pretty good look there.
Good defense from Middlebrook, staying vertical and not violating, but still challenging and altering the layup opportunity.
Taylor fakes it, kicks it. Now he'll take it, make it. How about this possession? Gapari met at the rim by Middlebrooks. Shot clock at 25. Might as well turn the clock off. Just let these guys continue to play 93 feet. 11:45 to go. NC State's opened up 9-point. Long-time veterans. Great atmosphere, as always, in this building. And look at this graphic, Jordan. It has been truly a game of runs. 13-4 at the top for NC State. Jackets scored 8 straight to get back within one. Back and forth, we go on a seesaw.
Yeah, but this is not what Coach Stoudamire wanted. This was his big concern coming in, is that this is an NC State team that can go on runs, and we don't want to be chasing. We want to keep this game playing at a certain pace, but not let it get away from us. And right now, the shot-making ability of these explosive guards who can play at that pace and thrive at that pace is overwhelming Georgia Tech.
Jackets 9 of 14 from the free throw line now. On Tuesday, Georgia Tech was 15 of 17. Carolina was 9 for 17. Certainly played a part.
Yes, no question.
Georgia Tech's win on Tuesday night was their first home win over a top 3 team since January of 1994. Back at the old Thriller Dome, Alexander Memorial Coliseum. Jackets trying to follow it up here on the road, but NC State has an 8-point lead and the basketball. Middlebrooks backing down Claude. Kapari rips down the rebound. Tafara Kapari gliding all the way and he can't finish.
Wow.
It's like gravity just didn't apply. He's
so long, covers so much space.
The foul. It's on Georgia Tech.
They're gonna call a jump.
Initial signal from Isaac Barnett was a foul. And that's going to be the call. Said O'Connell got the ball and he was wrapped up from behind. O'Connell's ball, bear hug from behind. Kapari
couldn't keep the jump ball and the tie-up without coming over the top.
That's 4 on Kapari, which is too bad for viewers who like guys that can fly. That was different, the way he moved down the floor. Nobody picked him up.
Like a gazelle.
Casey Morsell. It's a nice move. 11 for Casey. Double figures now in 5 consecutive games.
Guards really coming alive for the Pack, propelling them to this lead as they continue to build. Now double figures.
It away. And I didn't even hear the whistle in here. It's gotten so loud.
Just a miscommunication here. Claude looking to hand it off to Stoudamire, and quite simply, Stoudamire didn't come to the basketball like Claude needed him to, and O'Connell just jumped right in with the physical effort to rip it away.
Claude just picked up his 4th foul a minute after Kapari picked up his 4th foul. Claude stays out there, though, with 10-plus minutes to play. Jackets shift into his zone.
In this zone, you got to get Morsell the touch. That's where you collapse the defense at that mid-post.
Touch for Taylor, missed the shot. Kelly tapped the rebound off Middlebrook's head. He keeps it alive inside. Morsell, catch, and finish. Short. Horne looking to add to the largest lead for the Wolfpack. It's a 22-4 run over the last 8+ minutes.
These guards not taking their foot off the gas, most especially off these misses, pushing on that initial thrust, looking for a bucket.
Horne, step back. He's halfway down, wouldn't stay.
Even the miss is looking good now for the Pack offensively.
Well said. Who is going to step up and stabilize things for Georgia Tech offensively?
Miles Kelly's a nice candidate. Give him a ball screen here, let him operate, try to get downhill.
He threw it off Morsell's foot, but we don't get a whistle. Outlet pass to Taylor. Showtime!
that if they don't handle business, some of that may not matter. Yes, there's a beauty in having 5 quad 1 opportunities right there. But you got to complete this one. You got Pitt at home. You finish that 3-game stretch, which started with Miami. Then you can start to look to those quad 1 opportunities. But you can't take on any bad losses. And to this point, NC State truly has not.
No bad losses, but they are 0-5 in quad 1 games.
Yeah, that's why that's up there. It's a very smart graphic because those are needed when the opportunity comes.
Evan Lepler with Jordan Cornett. Thanks for joining us on a busy Saturday in ACC basketball. Kind of reminded me like a round of 32 NCAA evening in the ACC. Games at 5:30, 6, 6:30, 7:30, 8. It's a fun evening for ACC basketball fans. Dongo just picked up his 3rd foul, and he's got just 2 points, 4 rebounds, in 17 minutes. Jordan averages about 13 points per game. Damon Stoudamire asked yesterday, "Is he okay?" And Damon just answered in 3 words: "Yeah, he playing."
Yeah, that's exactly how he said it. Very matter of fact, but you still got to factor in. You don't play those 36 minutes of that game. There is a little bit of rust. That's how fine-tuned college athletes are. And creatures of habit.
O'Connell rebounded by Kelly. Georgia Tech down 14, needs to score points quickly. Corner 3 for Reeves. Koasi Reeves with his 2nd triple of the half.
It's good execution of the early offense. An initial push from Kelly. George back to Kelly, then ultimately Reeves in the corner. Good 3-person kind of weave of sorts in a half-court setting.
Taylor. NC State does not want to just settle for outside shots right now.
Especially quick, empty possessions. That allows more possessions and a team trailing by 13 to climb quickly back.
A beautiful pass. Better block, but a foul on Middlebrooks will send Dongo to the line after the timeout. 7:30 remaining. NC State
on their home floor. Forget about it. That's where the Pack currently are right now. Now, this game is far from over. A couple of those quick looks that aren't high-level shots, allowing Georgia Tech to take the miss and chase the other way. We've seen this game be run for run. Georgia Tech, a team that doesn't quit, could find themselves right back in it.
Dongo at the line, out of the timeout. Smooth stroke for Dongo. Makes them both. Just a 59% free throw shooter for the season, though. Back to a 9-point game. See if Georgia Tech can turn up the defensive intensity.
A little bit more patient here in terms of how they operate. Understand it.
Assistant coach Joel Justice is
now you want to get into it. Yeah, now you're down to 12. Now you got to go.
Morsell to Burns. What do we got? It's a foul on Dongo, and it's his 4th. So Dongo, Kapari, and Claude all have 4 personal fouls apiece. Claude is coming back in.
I'll tell you, I've been really impressed with DJ Burns' effort in this game today. His ability to play, stay in this game, play minutes that are, right around, I think they'll be happy with if they can play him around 20. Right now he's trending towards 15 minutes, but the rebounds, how he's competed on the backboard, how he's drawn the whistle to get some of these Georgia Tech defenders in foul trouble.
It's the most rebounds he's had in a game in 2024.
And it started right away. There was an effort that was very present from him from the gate. And then when you can sub him out for a guy like Middlebrooks, there's like a yin and a yang vibe with how they approach the game. You're a little bit faster, more athletic, more versatile with Middlebrooks, and then you get the scoring, the facilitator through which you play through his main artery when you have Burns in the game.
Never thought about Burns and Middlebrooks as yin and yang, but I like it. They're going to check this to see if Stoudamire beat the buzzer. It was exceptionally close.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Nobody's going to confuse Middlebrooks for Burns when they enter a room. Is that fair to say?
I think that's absolutely fair to say. There is a contrast in stature.
Just about everything.
Three-tenths, 2/10, 1/10. I think it's no good. By about 3/100ths of a second. It's a big shot. Would have brought Georgia Tech within 7 if it stays. They did not make a clear signal on the floor, so it's not clear what their initial decision was.
And worth reiterating, 6.5 minutes in regulation is an eternity, especially with how topsy-turvy the game is played to this point.
Wave it off, says Lee Cassell. Remains a 9-point NC State lead. When you get a basket waved off, you just want to say, son of a critch. You thought growing up was hard, try doing it in the 80s. You can catch an all-new episode of the CW original comedy, Son of a Critch. Thursdays, 9, 8 Central, only on the CW. You can stream for free right now on the CW app, but wait till this game's over because it's going to be interesting here these next 6:32. About 20 minutes away, too, from tip-off over in Winston-Salem. Just about 90 minutes down the road to the west. Deacons and Orange. O'Connell pounding the dribble. Finally gets it to Morsell. Burns sets the screen. 8 to shoot. Taylor gets a touch. Horne hasn't touched the ball this possession. Taylor forced to fire, and he knocks it down.
Sometimes you just got to look and say good defense, simply better offense. That's just what it was.
One team shot at the buzzer of the shot clock doesn't count. NC State
Big swing,
goes.
right. Good point, Ev.
Sturdivant and one.
Sturdivant got O'Connell on the hip and never relented as he pursued that angle. Taking a look on the other side, I mean, this is just Jayden Taylor spin to win. And on the other side, Sturdivant sturdy on the drive, keeping him on the hip and playing through the contact.
See what you did there.
Number 1, Kyle Sturdivant at the line for Georgia Tech, shooting 2 shots.
Sturdivant, double figures 3 of his last 5 games coming into today. That gives him 7 points this evening. 3-point play cuts the deficit to 8.
I tell you, Georgia Tech's not going to go away as they extend out to the zone, throwing a bunch of different defensive looks at the pack to try and confuse them.
Taylor wide open. Bang!
No confusion, clearly. Good swing, good reversal. Lack of a sense of urgency from the defense to close out, and Taylor steps comfortably into the 3-point look.
19 for Jayden Taylor. Kelly answers.
It's a big-time move. Shifty, great use of the head fake to beat the initial defender, and O'Connell then play off 2 from the short corner with the floater off.
To reiterate your point, Georgia Tech not going away. NC State trying to keep him at a healthy arm's length. Both Horne and Taylor, 19 points apiece. Taylor's been the hot hand recently. Shakes his defender and scores. Oh, that was pretty. Damon Stoudamire not happy with that last possession. Taylor thought about it. Morsell will take it. Battle for the rebound. Couple jackets there. Reeves pulls it away from Claude. 11-point deficit, 4 minutes to play. Stoudamire, not there.
I give the ball back to Jayden Taylor, see what trick he has up his sleeve here before the under 4.
By the way, O'Connell just grabbed his 6th rebound to go along with 6 assists and 5 points. And that's beautiful for NC State. Morsell's been the 3rd scorer, and the Wolfpack extend their lead.
This group is a 4-guard front, is a tough out. They found their lineup.
Kowacie Reeves has had the hot hand here in the second half. It's his 3rd 3 since halftime. Tech back within 10, 3 and change left. DJ Horne, rebound Kelly. Kelly himself, Claude keeps it alive. Time starting to be a factor for Georgia Tech. And a foul before the shot. It's only the 4th team foul on NC State, so it'll be Georgia Tech ball when we come back.
I can promise you this, Jayden Taylor wants to keep playing basketball. Where'd he go? George, get up. Go ahead, finish.
By Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. Student section's been rocking here in Raleigh, 71-61 with 2:53 to play. Coming up, Judah Mintz and Syracuse at the Joel Coliseum, just about 90 minutes down the road on I-40 to take on the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Judah Mintz, number 2 in the nation in free throw attempts. Only the big man from Purdue, Zach Edey, has attempted more free throws this year. Wake's undefeated at home this year.
So
Good ball game.
In theory, get in the car, maybe catch that one live.
I'm thinking about it. In case Wormy's voice gets tired late, I'll be ready to be the righty out of the bullpen.
I thought I would have worn you out here, partner. Glutton for punishment. Want to do more work
It's a good
after
question.
sitting here with me for a couple hours.
Do I go home or do I go to the Joel Coliseum to catch the last 10 minutes?
There you go.
It'll be a decision made on the drive home. Not this time for Reeves, but Dongo is going to get to the free throw line, cracked in the glass. Tony Chiazza makes the call from the baseline with 2:47 to play.
Middlebrooks wholly unaware that the shot was coming off, missed so badly. Dongo was there to catch it before Middlebrooks could gain his bearings. No fault to Middlebrooks. It was that bad of a miss. Dongo staying with it.
Well, Ben Middlebrooks has to go to the bench because he just picked up his 5th foul. 3 points, 6 rebounds in 15 minutes for Big Ben. Now the folks here in Raleigh in late game situations love to make noise in pursuit of free chicken. Not today.
I don't know if there's 2 better words in the English language than free chicken.
Free bacon?
Free anything, truthfully.
It's true.
I
Just
mean,
free.
Come on. All I'll say is this body's no accident, all right? Bacon, chicken, throw them all together. Put the bacon on the chicken in the bacon. I don't care what you do.
1 for 2. DJ Burns just grabbed his 10th rebound of the game. Really love the game O'Connell has played. His defense, his energy, his offensive decision-making have all been wonderful. Dongo grabs the rebound. Georgia Tech needs points, and they need them quick. They're certainly not out of this, down 9 with 2 and change left. Oh, Nate George doesn't get the call, but he gets the 3.
Just like that, it's a 2-possession game.
Damon Stoudamire ready to play defense. Kevin Keats will take a timeout with 2:04 remaining. It had been a while since Nate George had gone on the attack. He cooled off a little bit. He's got 17 points now on the night. And of course, he has been the man in late game situations this year. Think about the shot late at Littlejohn.
And he looked off the defender as if he was going to pass it. The step backs, I mean, he's become a confident scorer now.
This was Tuesday.
Which was massive. With the offhand. Again, he's a 3-level guy. And then he hits a shot like this, all of a sudden make it interesting. The cross, collects, delivers. I would challenge George to be a little bit more aggressive in these final 2 minutes.
Yeah.
5 of 11. And look, the percentage isn't great, but it's not bad. But he's found something. I mean, he's 3 of 4 from 3. Like, you got to find a way to get him and Kelly the looks here down the stretch.
State led by as many as 14 at 62-48.
Reeves on the floor, 3 of 5 from 3 as well, worth noting.
Indeed. Horne to the basket. It's a quick shot, but he does draw the foul. 2 minutes on the clock.
That's just a defensive mental lapse. I don't know how you allow a gap like that with what's on the line. 2 minutes remaining in the game.
Dongo just fouled out. Home fans love delighting when a visiting player fouls out.
The right-left chant. Yeah, I mean, look at this angle. Like, you're almost all the way home without any real resistance. As Horne got there almost unscathed, but you're talking about the right-left chant when you foul out.
Yeah.
So you know what I would do? Because I fouled out plenty of times.
Do a little foot fire?
I would never sit down. So the official would come over and make me. And I just shift back and forth off the right and the left. How long you want to play the game?
We might get this a bunch because both Kapari and Claude have 4 fouls apiece too. Smooth at the line for Horne. If you didn't hear, Dongo just took a seat. Not his best game. 5.7 rebounds, 20 minutes. But you see the tools in the 6'9" freshman from Senegal. All right, 8-point game, 21 for Horne. George gets it right back, takes it.
Some contact, heavy contact. Shot, there's no whistle there for George.
Ooh, and they call Stoudamire reaching in from behind. 1-and-1 here. I beg your pardon, 2 shots.
You tell me as we take a look right here. I mean, the hand on the hip, it looked like some contact on the right arm. The hand on the hip doesn't worry me as much, but I thought there was contact on that right arm. Unless maybe I took the bait from a shooter trying to sell it. Our vantage point isn't ideal for that one, but it did look like there was some contact.
How you feel about DJ Horne's kicks?
I don't understand fashion anymore, so that could be the coolest thing going. So I feel like I should just stay in my lane and try and analyze the game.
I respect that. Had to ask.
I'm a big sweats, hoodies, pullovers.
I understand your wife's the real hero for finding your CW polo.
It's big time. She's a real hero in life, no question.
90 seconds gone, left, I should say, and
McConnell held him up. Absolutely the right call. Didn't allow Stoudamire to go behind his back.
Number 4 in O'Connell.
Officiating through all over.
NC State 17.
This will be a 1-and-1 in a 10-point game with 1:31 left. Jordan, NC State with only 3 turnovers today. It's going to be the 18th time in 22 games this year that NC State has fewer turnovers than their opponent.
It's incredible to only turn a basketball over 3 times. Nearly score 80.
Their season low previously is 4, so they could set the new season.
And play at the speed they're playing. It's incredible.
Missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Unfortunately, the fine print in the deal for free chicken means you need to have 2 consecutive misses at the line. So I apologize to all the fine folks here in Raleigh, but they have not earned free chicken quite yet.
Talk about motivating a group. I don't know how you implement that into everybody's work life, but dangle free chicken, you're going to get the best version of everybody.
Taylor rejected, gets it back, and he stepped out of bounds.
Now for Georgia. number 14, Reeves Jr. Entering for the Wolfpack, number 23.
Got to have a quick hitter here, down 10. Time clearly not on your side with 62 ticks left in the game. Unless it's a very clear layup path. You got to hunt a 3 here, and you got to do it quickly.
1 minute remaining in the game. 1 minute.
Not be any wasted dribbles.
8-point game. 53.8 left.
Try to chase the steal if you have it early on. Force a timeout here. That's good. Good action defensive.
NC State uses its penultimate timeout, which gives us a chance to remind you that Hunter Salas and the Deeks are getting ready for tip-off over at the Joel. Wake Forest had a disappointing loss midweek against Pittsburgh. Wake has been a different team, Jordan, at home versus on the road this year. They've dominated ACC opponents by about 20 points per game at the Joel. But they are just 1-3 away from the Joel Coliseum in ACC play, including a loss at Pitt on Wednesday night.
But that's how you build your resume. Going out there and getting those road opportunities within conference, because it broadens the net. You go out there and you win on the road against a team 1 through 75 in the net. An opportunity for a quad 1, but it also just proves that, hey, we can win someplace it's not our home floor. You find out with a lot of bubble teams, really good at home, they can't go chase them outside of their friendly confines.
Wake Forest is 50 in the net right now, so it's a quad 1 chance for Syracuse tonight. NC State will have a quad 1 chance at Wake next Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Jeff Capel will bring his Pitt Panthers here to Raleigh on Wednesday night for a 7 o'clock tip. Third and final game of this 3-game homestand spanning the months, and a quick foul will send DJ Horne back to the line. He's already surpassed 20 points for the 7th straight time this year. Got 23 as he heads to the line. He's 7 of 7 at the stripe tonight.
DJ Horne at the line for the Wolfpack, shooting 2 shots.
Carolina's opened up an 11-point lead on Duke. Second half just beginning. It'll be a good week for the fighting Pitt Panthers. They can finish off your old team, the Irish. Kelly for 3. Puts it in. 44 seconds left.
They're not going to go away.
Tech.
They're not going to go away.
Look, we've seen crazier things happen.
That's just a lack of defensive execution, which is going to frustrate Coach Keane's. Like, fan out the shooters. You should be able to get that quick of a 3 in transition, understanding the only thing you want to eliminate is the easy 3-point look.
Jordan, let's take a look at our player of the game, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. We're giving it to Jayden Taylor because the sequence he had 8 quick points in a stretch in the first half, and in the second half, 3 possessions in a row to help break this game open.
Yeah, he set the tone in both halves. It's that old Bill Belichick mindset of how you start a game and how you finish or start a half. And he absolutely did that, setting the tone for his group. But there's been a lot of impressive individual performances. You could easily turn and say, oh, what about DJ Horne going for 24 points, 8 of 9 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds? What about Casey Morsell? Struggled from 3, 1 of 7, but 15 points on around 50% shooting. And how about the rebounding of DJ Burns, almost finishing with the double-double if he can get 2 more points, but already has garnered those 10 rebounds. Some pretty impressive individual performances that add to the collective that propel you to this 6-point lead with under a minute to play.
NC State can continue to avoid turning the ball over, which they've been very good at today. I like their chances.
Offer them free chicken. No, that's run its course. All right, fair enough.
Naithan George for Georgia Tech. That's his first foul.
I'll tell you, Ev, you tell any team in college basketball that you're going to only turn it over 3 times. It really doesn't matter if you're a well-oiled offensive machine that's a bunch of shot makers. You're giving yourself a chance every time down to have a full possession. you're eliminating the empty ones. You're giving yourself a rhythm. You're taking a shot every time down. That is massive.
Speaking of massive, 7-foot-tall transfer from Gonzaga via LSU, Efton Reed III.
That is Efton massive.
What'd you say?
That's massive.
Yes. He's a big dude. He's like 7'1". Even to you, that's a pretty big dude.
Trying to get me on the hiccup. What'd you say? I'm not going back down the path.
And a whistle with 34.9 to go. The fans here are ready to go home and cheer against Duke and Carolina.
I was going to say, they're not even going to turn the game on. They don't care.
Well, they're ready to go cheer against both.
Yeah, they're going to go about their night. There is no other game on except this one. And that's what I love about the Pack families.
Hey, here's a nugget for you, courtesy of our fantastic statistician. It's the first time all season that NC State has had 2 different players score at least 20. This pursuit of free chicken's getting a little frustrating now.
They're getting a lot of opportunities to chase it. Just not happening.
You can still pay for the chicken, folks.
It doesn't taste the same. It doesn't taste the same.
But it's still going to taste good. Again, 1 for 2. Close, but no cigar. And Kevin Keats takes a timeout before the foul. 30.7 remaining. Give me your 30,000 view perspective on what Kevin Keats has right now and what NC State could potentially be over the course of the next month.
I think he's found a lineup, a 4-guard lineup, playing with a Burns, playing with Middlebrooks in there, playing with whomever, but a 4-guard front with O'Connell in that starting lineup, and O'Connell being the ball-dominant guy as a distributor to allow those wings who are so dangerous, that 3-prong attack of Horne, of Taylor, and of Morsell to truly thrive. There's an explosion to this offense that is very intimidating, much like we've seen in years past where Coach Keats' squads have thrived. They're starting to capture that at an important part of the season.
Do you enjoy projecting forward? Can you look at that upcoming schedule and tell me what you think?
I look at opportunity. It's a must. 2-7, no matter what anybody says. 2-7 versus Pitt at home is a must. That finishes this 3-game stretch. That was important to not have any slip-ups.
You want to get 1 of the 2 at Wake,
you got to get
Clemson?
1 on the road at Wake or at Clemson. You got to take care of Syracuse and Boston College at home, which is no easy task. And then you got to split versus Florida State and UNC. You'd love to get both there.
That would have them in a really good spot.
But it's possible. With how they're playing basketball, it's possible. It's very gluttonous, but that's how you need to think about it when you're going in. Players don't think about net, RBI, the net ranking, the quad 1 wins. They think about winning. It's the coach's job to circle and say, what do we have to do? The players must focus on the floor, the controllables. Control what you can.
And there's certainly... this was after a missed free throw, so he can't run move. The baseline, and he traveled.
Yeah. Morsell's played enough basketball. He's got to know better right there.
This would be fascinating if it were a 6-point game. But 7-point game, 30 seconds again. NC State is out of timeouts right now. Georgia Tech has 1 left. We'll get you to Winston-Salem as soon as this is finished. Jackets need points quickly. Georgia Tech coming off the great win on Tuesday over Carolina. Running out of time. Stoudamire will get free throws, which I guess for the fans here is another chance to go crazy. Desperately seeking free chicken. You just think about the irony of Georgia Tech. You know, they win at Clemson. They beat Duke. They beat Carolina. NC State.
I think you're going to be happy with, look, you're not going to be happy with losing if that's ultimately where this goes. It's still 21 seconds to determine it. But there's been a level of competitive fight and edge from Georgia Tech on the heels of that performance at home versus UNC that is promising.
Damon Stoudamire with his no poultry for the fans game face. 5-point game. By the way, I think the spread was 7.5. So there's certainly a lot of folks out there who might still be very interested in the outcome of these next 17.1 seconds. And the fans get to do the left-right chant again because Kapari just picked up his 5th.
Shout out to Mallory Jones on Twitter who said Caleb Martin was actually the first one to do the standing up left-right chant just to mess with the home fans. Thanks for that tidbit, Mallory.
.25 now for Horne. Season high 27 against Louisville. Now he's got 26, 10 of 11 from the line. Georgia Tech needs like a 5-point play here, and that does not exist. Coleman gives it up. Stoudamire kicks it. Reeves needs it. Got it with 3 seconds left. Good for the folks who took the jackets and the points, but ultimately, it's going to be NC State's day. Diarra and 1 with 1.2 to go. And this might be entering bad beat territory.
I'll tell you what, that's a dangerous pass, the right pass. But if that gets mismanaged, no time leaves the clock. And then Georgia Tech has a chance to come down and chase points with 3 seconds left. But
Jackets are not giving up here.
it's a right pass and a smart pass on Morsell to look ahead to DR for the layup.
Missed the free throw. 6 points is the final margin. Kevin Keats wins his 200th game as a D1 basketball coach. Wake Forest and Syracuse is coming.